Hey guys, so today's tutorial is going to be on the super easy and simple way to add a pop of blue to your makeup look. It's literally the most easiest thing ever and it's so gorgeous. And I'm being a basic YouTuber and drinking Starbucks while I'm filming a video as usual. And I'm just starting out by priming my eyes with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. That's how I've been priming my eyes lately and I've really been liking it. It definitely makes my eyeshadow last a lot longer than it would on its own. And I find it's just easier and more simple than using an eye primer. Now I'm just going in with my transition shade. I am using a Morphe shadow. I don't know the name of it, but it is a part of the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collaboration. It's like from forever ago, but I use that palette all the time. And it's just like a basic neutral warm brown. I use this all the time in my crease. It's such a good transition shade. And I'm buffing that out with a Sigma E40 brush. Now I'm just going over my crease with a more defined brush. This is the Morphe M441 brush. It's just a little bit more defined and I'm packing on a little bit darker of a brown shadow, more deeper and precise in the crease area. And I'm also making sure to blend that shadow all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. I just want this look to be very blown out and smoky, and so I'm making sure it is as blended all around the crease. Okay, so before I go in with the blue shadow, I am just going to pack on a little bit of concealer, that Maybelline concealer, all over my lid and carve out the area that I'm going to put the blue shadow. This is just going to clean up that area and make the blue shadow a lot more vibrant. So now I'm just going in with the shade Luxe Life. This is a Buxom eyeshadow and it is the perfect cobalt blue for this look. I'm packing this pretty heavily all over the lid and I'm making sure to stay within that area that I put on the concealer. So once I had that packed on for as much pigment as I was looking for, I just went in with that same Morphe brush and blended the two crease shade and the lid shade together. And now I'm just coating my lashes with the Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer. I've been loving this stuff. It definitely lengthens and volumizes my lashes. And then once I go in with my mascara on top, it is just perfect. You don't have to wear false lashes with this look, but I did go ahead and go in with these Ardell 162, and I really liked how it looked. It kind of feathered out on the end and made my eye look a little more cat eye shaped. And moving right onto the face, I am mixing up a concoction for my primer. It is a mix of a little bit of sunscreen, this Josie Maran Argan Illuminator, and then the Smashbox primer oil. I mixed that all together and then applied that as my primer. This has been my go-to primer concoction, and it makes for a super luminous base for my foundation. For foundation today, I am using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation in the shade 02. This is my favorite drugstore foundation. Although the L'Oreal Pro Glow is coming out soon, so I have a feeling that's going to change. But for now, this is my favorite. It is super full coverage, and it just definitely evens out my skin tone perfectly. And it's the perfect finish. It's not matte, not dewy, but with the primers, it does come out very luminous, which I have been loving recently. It's just a great foundation. I definitely recommend it. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of color correcting under my eyes with this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This stuff is really good and very hydrating, and I like using hydrating products under my eyes. And it just really helps brighten up that under eye area. Now I'm using that same Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm adding that under my eyes and on my nose, forehead, and all the areas I just kind of want to highlight. And then of course blending that out with a damp beauty blender. Actually, it's not a beauty blender, this is the Real Technique sponge, but you know what I mean. Now I'm just setting my under eye concealer. I'm using this Real Technique setting brush. This brush is amazing for setting your concealer. And I think I used the highlighting powder from my Lorac contour palette. I didn't show that, but I think that's what I'm using. Now I'm just highlighting my brow bone and inner corner with Max Nylon. This is the perfect brow bone inner corner highlight. It is super intense, frosty, and I think it went perfect with this eye look. And for the lower lash line, I am just adding those same brown shades that I used in my crease and just blending those out and smoking them out in the lower lash line. I didn't want to add any blue because I wanted to keep it super simple and just keep it on the lid. And I think it turned out really pretty. So just blend out the brown shadows on the lower lash line. Moving back to the face, I am going in with this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula to bronze and kind of contour my face just slightly. This has been my new favorite bronzer. You'll see that in my favorites video, but it is so gorgeous and it blends out beautifully. I've just been loving it. Now I'm just using this Real Techniques concealer brush to slightly contour my nose. I don't know why they call this a concealer brush because it is the perfect sculpting brush for your nose. I definitely recommend if you like contouring the nose area, it's just perfect for that. For my blush today, I am using the shade Dallas from my Benefit Cheekathon palette. I did want to use a pretty neutral blush because anything else would kind of clash with the eye look, and this shade is perfect for that. Moving right on to my highlight, I'm taking Colourpop's Spoon, and I'm going to use this as pretty much like an all-over glow. And then later I do go in with Becca Opal, and I kind of just apply that more to the tops of my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose to intensify the areas where I really want to highlight. But for now, I'm just using the Colourpop one to add an all-over glow, kind of around my forehead, my cupid's bow, nose, cheekbones, things like that. So you can see here I'm just adding opal to the very tops of my cheekbones and then down the very center of my nose just to give a little bit of a pop of highlight. Moving on to the lips, I'm taking this Maybelline lipstick in Clay Crush and applying that all over my lips. And then I am going to nude this out a little bit with the Colourpop lippie stick in the shade She Bad. And I'm just adding this to the center of my lips to kind of brighten up and nude out that area. Now I'm just going over again the center of my lips with this Jouer lip topper in the shade Skinny Dip. This is just a super shimmery lip gloss and it's so gorgeous. And then I'm just going in with my MAC Fix Plus and setting my entire face. And that is the finished look, guys. You can see how super easy and simple that is. I just wanted to show you how to add an easy pop of color. This is super easy, you know, no liquid liner, just a few shadows and very glowy, easy skin. I think this is super flattering for everyone and definitely perfect for 4th of July coming up. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!